Hello, everyone. So, today we are sitting down with Shweta Chauhan, the creative mind between Devil in Details, a psychological thriller that has been sending chills down readers' spine and making them think twice about human nature. In her second dive in the world of murder mysteries, Shweta doesn't spin a good story. She pulls out into a whirlwind of questions about free will, destiny, and a complex dance between good and evil. From a jaw-dropping opening scene to the final page, Devil in Details is more than just suspense. It's a story that grips you, shakes you up, and makes you wonder about the choices we make and the secrets we all carry. Shweta's character, full of quirks and vulnerabilities, make it all feel so real, while her plot keeps you guessing right up to the end. Today, we are excited to get into the Shweta's mind. We'll chat about what inspires us, the unique writing process behind such an intense story, and what it makes to create a thriller that sticks with the readers after the last page. So, buckle up, it's going to be a fascinating ride. Welcome, Shweta ji. How are you?
Thank you. I'm fine.
Great, great, great. So, Shweta ji, your novel beautifully blends deep themes like free will and the sin within a murder mystery. Was there any personal experience or a moment that sparked this idea to explore these psychological or philosophical layers in this book, Devil in Detail?
No, as such, there was no personal experience. The thing is that, like a storyteller, I consider myself a storyteller.
Right,
Hundreds of ideas keep floating around here, and then, of course, you understand that all those ideas they just don't convert into book.
right,
We discard almost all of them. Just one or two ideas they finally materialize into a book. So this is one such idea, and uh, it became a book because story kept itself unfolding chapter after chapter. It has happened with me several times. I start writing and then I've deleted several drafts, some after
true,
15 pages, some after 20 pages. But if after 100 or 150 pages I can still keep going, that means
right,
this is an idea worth pursuing. So
right,
it is not a personal experience, but yes, I would like to say that I'm an observer.
right,
All writers are.
true,
You,
true,
you must have realized that by now.
right,
So we observe things around us and then we pick up those things and weave them into our story. It was
right,
like that.
right, right. And as you
And
said,
then,
that
yes.
an author is an observer. I am an
Mhm.
author by myself, and all my friends are like very reserved in front of me these days because they feel that their character or their quirkiness will come into some story of mine.
The same thing is happening with me since this is my second book. So
Right,
everyone, I mean, not they are not actually reserved, my friends, but they do request me that please do not kill us in our next book.
right, 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 right. Right. So, Shweta ji, when I was reading your book, okay, the opening scene was so gripping that I could almost feel the tension when the woman falls from her balcony. How did you decide that this dramatic moment would kick off the story? And was it always a part of your vision, or did it evolve during the whole writing process?
No, that was the part. That was the first scene, the one we are talking about. That idea felt so compelling that it
Right.
became it. Because of that particular idea, I started to pick up this project.
Great.
It was in my mind right before, right with the beginning that see in my previous book, what happened is people murders happens in
Right.
succession. People
Right.
keep dying.
Right.
So since I have already used that theme, now I needed something new, something
Okay.
very different and scary and compelling. So
Right.
this idea, actually, the book began with this idea itself. Uh, I can say that once I had this idea that a woman or someone is already dead, and now we are exploring the possibility whether it is an accident or murder.
Right.
It was so challenging and it was so challenging and just full of mystery that because of this particular idea, I decided to pursue this book.
Great. 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 Not a problem at all. So, the characters which you have framed, Parijat and Deepika, they are such refreshing characters. They are so real, everybody can relate to them, and of course, they are flawed in the best way. So, what was your inspiration to move away from a traditional detective book to make them so human? Were there any specific influences that shaped this overall creation of characters?
Not exactly specific influences, but the point was to have fun. And it's fun. You see, if a person has got all the resources and
Right,
he succeeds, and a person has got no resources or bare minimum resources and then they succeed. So
right,
the second option, it is always more attractive to
right,
readers,
right.
because you are a normal human being, I am an ordinary human being,
Perfect.
and we are somehow solving our problems, overcoming our situations.
Right.
It is fun writing about these characters,
Hmm.
and they are truly human. They
True.
have got no special training, no weapon. Do you know how to use a weapon? Have you used any weapon in your life?
Well, I have used, but that is out of the box scenario. But a general person, they don't have that kind
No.
of exposure.
So, I have also used weapons. I mean, it's
Right.
the kind of place I belong to. You must have heard of Chambal.
Right.
So keeping weapons is a tradition here, and on Diwali we fire them. We use them as a mark of respect to our
Right.
gods.
Right.
But that is
Right.
in a different context. But
True.
definitely, I haven't killed anyone in my life.
True.
So we are just ordinary human beings. We do not carry weapons. We do not carry specific instruments like Mossad, and still we are doing our jobs.
Right.
It's not even their job. This is the book where the two characters are on a mission, but their background has been provided in my first book. So
Okay.
it's not even a job for them. They are fighting for their own life.
Right. Right. Right.
Those
Right.
characters have been developed in that way itself,
Okay.
because it was more fun, and I feel that this way readers can relate to the detectives.
Exactly. 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 And the a character is what you say. A best character is a character who the reader can relate to, and I believe you have done a very fantastic job in that. So coming to the next is the twist in the book. Something was, I'm sorry, let's start once again. So the twist in the books are something which are mind blowing. I am very curious to know that when you were writing this story, uh, did you had a map of something wherein this story will go this way, or uh, there were some surprises which will catch you off guard, or while writing those things happen? How do you manage to keep your readers constantly guessing in the book?
See, when I started this book as a project, there was a vague idea,
Okay.
but then story kept unfolding itself.
Right.
And about surprises, they are murders. So the
Right.
first murder was planned. No, that is very obvious. But after that, whatever happens when people keep dying in that book, that wasn't planned,
Okay.
because I have to make changes in the story, because there was a point when I realized that I have to kill more people, otherwise there will be no clues uh, detect uh, uh, to detect the original murder or
Right.
the culprit.
Right.
And once the story was in its loose form,
Mhm.
yes, I did design a map. You can, you can say it, because I am habitual of this kind of thing, being a science student.
Right.
We have we have designed several of maps. That's how we used to study, create a map and all those
True.
flow charts. So I
True.
did prepare the flow chart and an Excel sheet. And once there was a loose draft right before me, I used that Excel sheet to what can I say, to put twists and turns in the right places, to
Right.
scatter clues in the right places. So I tried to make it fast, but also the idea was to keep the readers guessing. And after every chapter, they should feel confident that they know the murderer.
Exactly.
And
And
after
that is
sitting
the
after
beauty of a
reading three
mystery.
chapters, And after two, three chapters, they should feel that no, the first person was not the culprit, the other
Right,
one might be the murderer.
right,
That was
right.
the idea. And if I don't know how much I have succeeded, readers will tell me.
No, you have done a very fantastic job. Trust me, Shweta ji. So
Thank you.
when I was reading, the book is the pacing of the book is something very incredible. It's very fast. It's fast enough to keep the reader hooked, but you still dive deep into the characters. So how do you personally find that sweet spot when you are writing, where it's thrilling without losing the emotional depth of the story?
First of all, I will take that as a compliment because this pacing, as we are seeing, that this is very fast. But it took me 2 years to write a book, a fast-paced book.
Right.
So I just kept writing and rereading my own draft, then delete something, add something, and initially, all the time, my focus was on the story.
Hmm.
They are characters. They are not bad people, and they are not even good people. They are just normal human beings who have their some personal interest in mind.
Right.
So everything that happens in a murder mystery happens for a reason because you are not going to
True.
kill someone without a compelling reason.
Right.
Murder is always personal. So my focus was on the characters, what they are doing, why they are doing it. They have a reason behind it, so I need to explain that reason, and I have tried to balance it.
Okay. 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 Great.
So I
Great.
would
Great.
like to say that I focus on story. Everything happens by itself after that.
True, 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 true. Because at the end of the day, the story is the most important hero of the novel. Yeah. So, Shweta ji, the story tackles an age-old debate between free will and destiny, and it really made me think. So, do you personally believe in destiny, or do you lean more towards the idea that we control our own lives? And how does this belief of whatever belief you have, okay, does shape the decision of you making your own characters?
Personally, I do believe in destiny. If 10
Okay.
years back you have asked me this question, I would have laughed at you. But now I do believe in destiny. My background is I have been a science student throughout. I studied science. I am an MSc biochemistry gold medalist, and I did PhD in biochemistry from
Right.
DRDO.
Right.
And now I am working in the commercial tax department, which during my student days, I didn't even know what that means,
Okay.
GST or commercial tax.
Right.
Even though I was buying items from the shop, but I had no idea what this thing is. But
Right.
now I am working in GST. So
Hmm.
I personally believe in destiny. And as for characters, you see, there is destiny.
Hmm.
None of them are inherently bad people.
Hmm.
Everyone is a good person, but
True.
they are making some kind of extremely selfish, cruel decision
Hmm.
because they want to make some change in their life because it
Right.
has become unbearable.
Right.
And now it is somewhere between destiny and your actions.
Hmm.
But the thing is that when I was writing a book, the only idea was to have fun. I enjoyed writing it, and
Okay.
I read for fun, and I write keeping in mind that my readers should have fun. So I
True.
tried not to burden myself with such big words. Instead, my focus is on the story should be like that. The reader should have fun,
Right.
and they should feel like no, we cannot keep this book down until uh, um, we cannot just put it down. One more chapter. This way should go on. Craving should
Right.
continue until the end.
Right, right, right. And trust me, Shivtaji, this the same thing has had happened with me. Like I started your book late in the evening, and just one page, just another one page, and by the time when I saw the watch, it was like, oh, it's more than midnight, and नहीं एक और चैप्टर खत्म करते हैं एक और चैप्टर खत्म करते हैं and that's how I completed the overall story. So coming back to the title of the chapters which you have given, basically what I feel personally is those chapters give a title about hints which are coming next. So it felt like a little teaser with every page I turned. So how did you think of these titles influencing the reader experiences? And were they a part of your original plan or something which came along as you started developing the story?
this title of the chapters, this thing is more about publishers than readers.
Right.
I mean, they are all they are different kind of publishers. Some of them they demand manuscript with chapter titles. So I
Right.
started writing chapter titles. But when you
Okay.
decide for a chapter for a title, then there is then the responsibility falls on the writer itself that we have to select a title that is revealing but not too revealing.
Too revealing.
Uh,
Right. Right. Right.
and
Right.
I like to keep those things simple because then again, if you are reading a crime fiction or a murder mystery, your whole focus will be on the story.
True.
So readers will like to pick up clues everywhere, like I
Right.
do. When I read a murder mystery, I like to pick up we are picking up clues from everywhere, even
True.
from the right from the first page.
Right.
So yes, uh, I need to be thoughtful when I'm deciding a title for the chapter. That's it.
Okay, great, great, great. And when I was reading the story, something real world में जो हो रहा है, like issues of the struggles of doctors during strikes, was something which came into your story. So what drove you to include these moments, and how important it was to bring the social realities into fiction? Because I don't see many people doing that kind of thing. And do you see yourself exploring more such issues in your future work?
Yes. See, in stories like this, in books like this, everything has to have a reason.
Right.
Then again, I am saying that we cannot kill a person without reason. And these two detectives, they are taking up a daring project. So why? I mean, in all probability, no normal or sane person will ready to do will consent to do such a thing. You
True.
won't do it, I won't do it. But
True.
these two people, these two ladies, they decide to take up such a dangerous project or a mission. Why? Because there must be a reason. I have to
True.
provide a reason. So reason was that because of doctors' strike, all the doctors are in trouble. They
True.
were in trouble, and someone comes and offers to help them. But
Right.
no one, no one is going to give you something without taking something from you.
Very true.
It's all give and take type of relationship.
Right.
So
Right.
the deal is the you help me and I will help you. That
Perfect.
was the reason I had to put this entire doctor's strike in the scene. And yes, social issues in our Indian context are very important. In fact,
Okay.
this entire book, the underlying theme is a social issue.
True.
The root cause of problem is a social issue. Huh.
True.
So
True.
I'll keep exploring these themes as and when my story requires.
Great. 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 So Shweta ji, your mysteries feel fair. You give enough to guess, but you still keep us or the readers on the toe. So, how do you ensure that the readers feel part of solving the case? And do you ever test your puzzles with others before finalizing, or get feedback from others when the story is developing?
The first thing is I do not ensure that readers are hooked because those hardcore mystery fiction readers are always like that.
Hmm.
They'll pick up a book and they will start picking up clues and making their calculations right from the first page. That
Right.
is one thing. And as for the puzzles, no, I do not discuss it because it's a murder mystery. Rules of murder mystery are if you are reading one, do not tell anyone which book you are reading,
Right.
not to friends. And
Right.
I don't do that ever. I
Okay.
never post my murder mystery books on social media. And while writing the murder mystery, same rule, do not discuss it with anyone,
Okay. Great.
especially with your close friends, because especially with my close friends, because they are we kind of have some telepathic connection.
Okay.
They will understand what I'm driving at. So no,
Okay.
it is a completely it is a work completely performed in secret, in total secrecy.
Great. 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 And the kind of secret project which you are working upon has come out really well, what I can say. So we are towards the last part of this interview, and only a single question remains: is this is your second mystery, if I am not wrong, and it feels like your writing has evolved beautifully as compared to the first one. So, how do you feel your storytelling has grown since your first book? And are you already working on something very exciting coming up? So, what's cooking at your end?
About storytelling, yes, I personally feel that something has changed. A few things has changed,
Right.
and in between, I keep reading. And so I have to think that what kind of books I do enjoy. What kind of book, if I'm an avid reader, so once I finish a book, I write a review of that book. That is a habit of mine for personal life. It is a
True.
personal diary sort of.
Okay.
So the books I enjoy, I write their reviews, and it gives me a sort of idea of how writing should be. Hmm.
True.
So I try to incorporate all those changes in my own writing. And then after my first books, I received certain suggestions for improvement from my seniors and my friends. That too, I have tried to incorporate. And I think I'm trying to improve. If it has worked well, then I hope that I thank you for that, for the compliment. And
Okay.
about the new project, no, as of now, I don't have any concrete idea
Okay.
and need a break. I'll take a break.
Okay.
Maybe I'll read this book once again, one
Okay.
more time, so even though I have written it, and then we'll see.
Okay, great, great, great. So, Shwetaji, it was nice having a candid and an honest chat with you. Let me be honest that as a reader, as an author, trust me, the book is fantastic, and I wish you all the success in your personal life, your professional life,
Thank
and
you.
your life as an author. Thank you very much for being over here.